Thank you, Speaker. It's hard to know what to say, really. We have 11 years for the most important battle we will face. In his book, Climate Ideologies, William Vollmann opens with this passage: "Someday, perhaps not too long from now, the inhabitants of a hotter, more dangerous, and biologically diminished planet than the one on which we now live will wonder what we were thinking, or whether we thought at all." Sadly, the approach of this government is little different than the governments all previous governments have taken for over 40 years. Canada is warming at 3 times the global rate. Flooding has quadrupled since 1980. I don't know how to do this without this. It's our world, Speaker. It's our world. 1,325 forest fires last summer in Ontario, 275,000 hectares, 70 people dead in Montreal from a heat wave. We cannot feign ignorance. The signs have been there for decades. In 1977, James Black warned that burning fossil fuels would lead to global warming. In 1998, the chief NASA climate scientist, James Hansen, told the American Congress that climate change was real and caused by humans. 1977 and 1988, we have lost a generation we are never going to get back. We are beyond the time for incrementalism, past the time for the middle ground, and we are desperately trying to make up for lost time. A month before the UK became the first country on the planet to proclaim a climate emergency, Greta Thunberg spoke to the members of Parliament in the UK and said, "Do you understand that by 2030 we will be in a position where we have set off an irreversible chain reaction beyond human control, and that it will lead to the end of civilization as we know it, that the future was sold so a small group of people could be unimaginably rich. It was stolen from us every time you said the sky was the limit or you only live once." In Ontario, no such leadership has been shown as in the UK. The government is ignoring global warming to the point of criminal negligence. What it is doing is unforgivable. It has dismantled what few environmental protections we had. The minister's climate change plan is a sham. It is nothing short than a dereliction of duty, and he will be remembered for overseeing the most regressive environmental policies of this century. There is something remarkable happening, though, without the leadership of this government and so many others. And through the voices of a few, there have been many who have found the courage to add their voices to a growing cacophony, and they will be heard and they will not be silenced. Climate change is the great challenge, the greatest of challenges, and we must not despair. We must try to continue to see this as opportunity. In few tasks can there be found such meaning or opportunity to be part of something greater than oneself. We cannot control the wind, but we can adjust our sails, and few times in history has there been such a clear direction to sail in. These challenges are seen by the government as a burden and impossible, but they are possible because we can do whatever we have the courage to see, to quote another great climate advocate. We can build a provincial smart grid, we can retrofit every single building we have, and we can help workers transition into green jobs with the same salaries and benefits that they had before. It is hard to imagine an issue that is more pressing or should have the ability to bring everyone on all sides of the political compass together. Its implications are both local and global, personal and societal. This should affect every single decision made. Every policy decision, every business decision, and every social decision must be informed by the climate emergency. And for once, show some leadership. Make Ontario a leader in Canada and the world, and declare a climate emergency. Please, I beg you.